This our show, and we talk about everything, and we talk about everything. Royal Flex the Brand's on Introspective Insight right now. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. I am KingDevDoe.
And this is Shannon Shenanigans.
And it is your favorite co-host, Noel Moore.
Yes, sir.
And this is RoyalFlexTheBrand's Introspective Insight talk show, the Black Wall Street podcast.
You goddamn right.
And we back. We was gone last week. I was in New York. But we here. We back. We better than ever. And
Business
the word
moves.
of the show is prolific, which means producing many works.
That ain't African.
And I know this is
That ain't African.
This is an exception for an African. Actually.
Okay. All right, bet. Let's do
And
it.
the quote of the show is, "I'm more focused on giving solutions and inspiration more than anything." Nipsey Hussle.
Rest in royalty, man.
Rest
For real.
in love.
Rest in royalty, Nip.
I had got my nose.
Neighborhood Nip.
I had to get that Nipsey blood.
You rolling 20s? Rolling 60s?
Rolling
excuse
60s,
me.
man. Rolling
Rolling
60s. Rolling 20s. Where you from?
Rolling dubs.
What set you claim? Nah, for real, no. Rest in royalty to Nip, man.
For real.
That hit me hard. And I thought I'm the type of person where I don't really
Care
like,
about celebrity deaths?
not really care about them, but it's like I don't know
They don't
them,
impact
so they
you.
don't
It's
really
not,
apply.
you don't have a big impact. They don't
They
have a big
hit
impact.
me.
Mm.
But that one, it was like, yo, that had me messed up for a minute.
Yeah, I was very, very sad.
Like, for real.
What affects me the most is, when artist dies or celebrity dies, is I know I won't get a continuation of their work or
Right.
their beliefs,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what was sad because, I was seeing a lot of people on Facebook, Instagram, and shit like that. Like, that should have been Lil Pump. Like, niggas out here just rapping bullshit, but the niggas that's actually doing something and saying something. I know this is off topic like a motherfucker, so I ain't gonna expound on it, but
Nah. That was
my bad. My bad.
keep on going.
well, to wrap that up, to me, one death does not equal another death, so it's
Or holds
it's
more
sad.
weight.
Or holds more weight. So it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah, that's a
I
fact. And
think
never,
that people, because a lot of people said that same statement. Like, I've never mourned a celebrity death. The last time I cried when a celebrity died was when Aaliyah passed away.
See, and I
Because
didn't even
that
feel
was
that one.
I was obsessed. I loved Aaliyah, and I'll never forget. I came home from school, and my mom was like, "I have to tell you something." She told me Aaliyah died, and I ran upstairs and bawled, right? Because I just swore I knew her,
Imagine
and
that.
I always made up dances and shit to her music.
Imagine that.
What, running upstairs crying?
Yeah, like that
To
whole
ball?
scene.
As a guy?
And just imagine that scene, and then your parent be like, "I ain't never seen that bunch of motion." What?
When Granny died, you was just cool.
She didn't want to go to the funeral.
God damn.
No,
You
my
wanna fly out
mom.
there?
My mom was very supportive.
That's
My mom was
okay.
very supportive.
'Cause I feel like that's
My
how I
dad
be.
did.
But I
cry.
think it was it was what he stood for, and for us for Black people, especially like us living in the city that we live in, and to see so much like disparity here, it's like, damn,
Yeah,
it's like a lose type of situation.
yeah,
And I
damn
think
right.
that's what people are feeling
yeah.
more so of. It's like, damn, we all come from these type of communities, and is there a way to better our community? Is that shit really real? Does that
Right.
shit really happen?
Right. And yeah, we're gonna get in that in a second. Let me just go to the off topic real quick. My
Nobody
boy,
gives a fuck about this off topic. You
Listen.
can't talk about something serious.
Why were
It's
you so
bullshit.
upset?
Because nobody gives a fuck about
basketball.
basketball.
I need to lighten this up. I need to lighten this up real quick. 'Cause-
Fuck Wade and his retirement.
I will say.
You're fired. Get out. Get out right now.
Oh, he pulling the Donald Trump. He pulling the Donald Trump. I
Yo.
will say I had no idea. I
Yo,
got on
I'm
there. I
sad,
said
man.
retired.
I'm
What is
sad.
this?
Yeah,
Why they keep?
one last dance. That's what that meant. Like this was his last season.
Yeah, I had no
So
idea.
this is the
So
any
you
of
butt
Wayne
that.
hurt?
World Tour.
You butthurt? You want to?
Oh, he plays
No,
for
I'm not
Miami Heat
butthurt.
still.
It's
I thought he
just-
left
I'm just
Miami.
Huh?
Did he leave
I
Miami?
could take it.
He left Miami for 2 years, and he came back.
See, I was totally confused.
He
I
came
thought
back
all these videos
2
was
years
old.
ago.
Oh nah.
He came back 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and then after last year, he said he's retiring at the end of this year.
Oh.
But
Wow.
yeah, he retired. I seen him play his last game.
You really think you? This
So
the
you,
last
so
time you, gonna see
you
him?
are like a huge Dwayne Wade fan.
Dwayne Wade fan.
That's something I didn't know.
Straight. Yeah. They used to call me Baby Wade. They ain't used to call me Baby
Oh,
Wade.
that's
for no
why
reason. Like,
This nigga said they used to call me Baby Wade.
So his
up.
his career is what you wanted your career to be. So
can see that.
Dwayne
So
Wade,
you retired?
live in.
So you retired.
I ain't retired.
Okay.
I'm
You
still in my
living
prime.
vicariously
Okay.
through Dwayne Wade.
Absolutely.
You
When
his
I
son.
see him-
You his son. You gonna
When I
announce
seen
him?
him, I said, yeah, that's the one that they said I look like.
You don't look like him
For
though.
real, Dad.
Nah, they really did say that.
So
though.
so
This fool
people
said
do
they used
say
to
that.
call me Baby Wade.
Nah, they did really, cause
Bro.
I since that was my favorite
It's a
player,
no.
I always
And then
watched them.
and then you thought
So
you
I
looked
always
like him
mimic
too,
my
huh?
game.
Huh?
No,
Thought you,
I ain't
oh,
never
you
thought.
mimicked your game
They done
too,
told
huh?
me I look like a whole
Why,
bunch of people.
why don't you just call him Daddy? You don't
Chris
like
Tucker,
Chris Tucker. That's the one I
You
thought,
said
nigga.
Soulja
Drew
Boy?
Holiday. They done told me I look like a lot of people.
Drew
Yeah.
Holiday. I don't even know what he really.
That
looked
was just a
like.
little pun. I ain't
People
really care
always-
about that. I was just saying, like, I used to mimic my game and tailor my game behind Dwayne Wade.
So Daddy. So
That's why they used
So
to
that's
call
your
me
daddy.
Baby Wade.
that's
All
your
right,
daddy.
don't start. Listen, just
That's
because
your
you got a
daddy.
couple daddies, don't
Listen.
start that.
Who
The way
got a
you
couple
the way
daddies?
you set up right now,
Mhm.
you
What?
can't be talking.
But you know what
bro.
though? He acting a
I
fool
look
because you
good.
got that
You
button
looking
up.
like somebody.
Easter shirt
Yeah,
on.
you looking like a.
You been wearing all your
you
Easter
looking
clothes
like
to work.
Mr. Pryor.
Use a
He's
nigga.
supposed to be teaching math right now.
You been
For real,
wearing all
Mr.
your
Pryor,
Easter
bro?
clothes.
Mr.
For real?
Pryor. Yeah.
For real, bruh.
Yeah.
You look like you got a key in your shit right now. Should I call the cops? You want your
Should I-
shit checked?
Should I go?
And then Noel, you look like you look like your girlfriend coming to pick you up right after this.
Nah, you don't look like Mr.
What
Pryor.
we doing tonight?
You look like Mr. Belovsky.
Oh, now you saying with the
What's
tight
wrong with
ass
having a
pants?
girlfriend?
With them tight ass pants.
Are you
That's
being?
what you said? Because you know Mr. Broflowski had them tight ass
You
pants.
look like Mr. Belovsky. Cause he would
Yo,
wear
my
something like that.
my thighs ain't showing like that, bruh. Stop
My
fronting.
thighs
out
ain't
here.
showing like that.
Yo,
Nah.
he bugging.
Yeah,
I
nah,
cannot
so-
believe you was out here with the.
Yeah, it's a different look.
Yeah, I seen him. He got out the car. I'm like,
Yeah, I said you looking nice today.
who is this?
Okay.
We don't never get out.
Maybe we
Before
still
you
getting
go.
something from North Dakota.
Nah, new job. Now I'm a heartthrob. Ooh, I'm rhyming now.
Oh,
You're a heartthrob at your job. Is this a job with
No.
with a lot of white women?
No.
Oh.
There's only 3 and no.
But speaking
all
of
of
white
them
women,
married.
he living in Walworth again.
That don't mean that.
Bruh.
Hey, this shouldn't be news. I love white women.
No, the white woman part is
Move
not.
on.
The white woman part is not new.
Hey,
You're
yo,
back in Walworth.
Yeah, I'm back in Walworth.
I'm
45-minute drive.
concerned.
Yeah.
Why? I'm cool out there.
You remember how he was when he was in Walworth? I
Hey.
want North Dakota.
See, this is
Shannon
But
back.
come on now,
This
look
is what
at
we
me.
talk about.
I could have went home and changed.
Look how this happened.
See,
Nip
you know how you
die.
can't never really get out. They
Nip
suck.
die.
They suck you right back in.
Yeah, Nip died
And now
in
I
the
got a new
hood,
look.
and now he go back to the white
To
people.
the white people, like this
What
was
we
your
talking about?
time.
That's
You
not
ain't-
the same
you ain't-
comparison. Nick dying and me going back to the hood.
What you want to? Come on.
No.
You don't
Bro,
trust
we
us
need,
no
wanna
more?
we need
upgrade.
revenue here.
I get it, but until I start making the big bucks like I am in a few weeks,
You don't always gotta
You
make the
gotta-
big
you gotta
bucks.
stay in
Me and
Walworth.
Devin been
That's a
talking about
fact.
crowdfunding for a while. You don't gotta make no big
we
bucks.
gotta talk about that too.
We do gotta talk
because
about
now I'm making real money, so you know
All right.
things.
Oh,
things
oh,
is
you got a
different.
bag on you. Y'all hear that?
I don't want to brag, but
My
you know.
friend that you used to want, I'm telling her that you got a bag on you now. So now,
Nah.
Nah.
You see, used to want, right? Used to want. She's still cool though. She could call me.
Nah,
But,
nah. You ain't.
Call me.
Nah,
Tell her to watch
nah,
the
like,
show because I
you
got real
used to
clothes
want-
on.
I'm
different-
gonna send her a
glimpse
picture
of
with the
Shannon
Easter
Williams.
Easter outfit on.
And make sure you phrase it as that too, because she gonna get a kick out of that. She gonna get a kick out. I don't mind that shit. You know, Easter. I still look.
As long as you got a bag on you.
That's
you know,
it.
all
That's
you
it.
need.
Not this week.
Next week.
I can only take you out
Not
every
this
other
week.
week, baby.
Next week. Every other week.
Now I get paid every Friday, but I ain't make my first sale until yesterday.
Oh, so you talking to motherfucker? I
legitimate.
know you talking to motherfucker.
And my boy
Ow.
said, I got to get home because I'm hungry and I
I'm
got to
hungry
study.
and I gotta study. I have to study.
This next level right here.
Okay.
That's a fact. Yo, I sold a job for $12,000 and I get 12% of that.
I'm feeling you.
So you do the math.
Side.
Ooh, he said,
You
you
do
Come get him.
you
Look,
dropping
look.
names.
If you come over here, you better come correct. I want to hear I'm sorry.
She don't gotta
Oh.
be sorry because she got a bag on her too.
Go ahead and say it again.
I want to hear I'm sorry. I want to hear I should have loved you from the beginning. Then I want to hear you pop that puss. Anyways, what was he talking
Did
about?
y'all see the crazy shit going on Facebook with that anonymous shit?
No.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Who
There was
anonymous?
no
What's
way I
going
was
on?
getting involved in none of
What's
that.
going
It's this you know how they got the Facebook games
No.
where you could
Me
click
either.
it and
I
it
didn't know
generates stuff.
No.
Okay, whatever. So you can click. I'm not gonna be that typical black person to keep on doing the one that you do. No. Oh well, I guess anonymous because I seen one of the Be Healthy.
Yeah. That's the one that's upstairs.
He was just at Whale though. Whale's downstairs.
He doing a couple of them shit.
Okay,
Maybe he making his rounds around.
He
He
make his
needed to
rounds.
come down here.
Yeah. So the he posted something like whoever made the anonymous app. I don't even know what it says. So I'm not even gonna try to paraphrase it. But anyways, long story short, I'm like, what is anonymous? I'm thinking anonymous like V for Vendetta.
I don't know why.
I'm thinking of like that person, and then it's just the app to where you can anonymously ask. It's almost like Ask FM.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, you
is,
can.
Is this for gay niggas hook up or something anonymous? Is that what's going on? Now?
Why you want the info?
No, that's all I think of. Anonymous, nigga. What you got to be anonymous, nigga? Who are you?
Yeah,
that's what I'm
It
thinking.
could be though, but yeah, you just anonymously ask questions to the person on their account, and
They show why
and it shows
there's a high level of STDs in Rochester.
What? Wait, what?
Everybody was on there
Anonymous shit?
talking about what they wanted to do to the person.
Well,
What?
I
Wait.
You ain't seen none of that?
Well, it's not
My
even a
timeline
question.
was
It's more
wild.
like a comment. So it could be a question. It could be.
How
a
does this got to do
comment.
with STDs?
So
though?
so
Like, what's
you
going
so
on?
you post ask me questions,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
I can click it and say, when you
Whatever.
gonna let me suck your dick?
Oh shit.
But I have the choice.
Oh,
I know you thought you
shit.
would never hear that.
Oh,
You'll never hear it again
shit.
after this either.
Okay. What's Sai gonna say? You sure? I'm just making my rounds around the friends. Where that little light skinned girl?
Yo, shut up.
I want all of
That's
them.
Key with the cake.
Come here.
Shout out to Key with the cake.
Okay, yeah.
So I can do the and then it'll
Mhm.
post. You can post it
Mhm.
to your account. So it was just crazy. Everybody was like,
That's
I mean,
why
that
I
shit
seen
was
some.
vulgar.
I seen
Mine
some,
was
but-
vulgar.
Word.
I don't got a
when you
lot
gonna
of
let me
people-
eat that pussy? When you gonna let me eat that
Yeah,
booty?
all types of shit like that.
Oh, okay.
Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
You just openly just offering.
Nah, I think I'm gonna get a fat bitch that do some shit like that with me. I don't want to do that anonymous shit. It ain't gonna be a bitch I want. Put it like that.
I think
Like,
so.
I'm almost positive.
You would be surprised who wants you and you don't know.
For real.
But why?
Well, I don't
Yeah.
post nothing.
Why
I
don't
don't
I
have a
know?
presence.
Because people, I don't know.
Dad might be the one that get that freak shit.
this
This nigga posting every day. Then you switching up your pictures, nigga. I see you out here, Dad.
Yeah, he definitely been out here on the social. He made me feel like,
Yeah,
damn,
I've
I
been
need to.
trying
I
You
need
gotta
to
step your game
Now
up.
he on okay. Let me get my life.
Every day, this
I'm
nigga
at
on
social.
here.
What I do?
Yeah, you definitely been showing out on social. You definitely been showing
Come on
out.
now,
Listen, I
Dad.
gotta have a presence up here.
That's
out
what you
here,
call
feel
it?
me?
That's what you call your little
Yeah, I
Facebook
gotta have
dotting?
I gotta have a
Facebook
presence.
dying, thirst trapping and
Your
shit.
thirst
Thirst trap.
I ain't even gonna
hold
hold you though. I definitely can't wait. I got my thirst trap pictures already set up in my head.
Oh, you ready for the summer?
I'm ready.
That
Oh yeah,
I'm
and whenever
ready.
y'all ready,
I ain't
we
even
got
gonna
the
hold
pictures
you.
right
I
here.
ain't even gonna hold you.
y'all see,
Yeah.
I be working.
I gotta have my fucking song though.
Now you gotta take a picture. You know, this the
Yeah, with the
Hey,
Easter.
This the inaugural.
Like I feel like this is a staple. Like this goes down in history.
Yeah, this the inaugural. Like Shannon coming to the show with clothes on now.
Yeah,
actual
like
clothes.
what?
Niggas, them dress shoes?
Them dress shoes.
Like you paid for that?
Is that a belt?
Yeah, I don't wear belts, nigga.
That shit is buttoned up to his esophagus. I'm not about to play.
I ain't
Esophagus.
I ain't playing
I am not
sophisticated.
about to play.
When I talk to these white folks, I mean business.
Gotta look like them.
No, that's a fucking fact.
That's
Gotta look
very
like
true.
'em.
You gotta look the part. Fake it till you make it, honey.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And
Fake
plus-
it till you make it.
But yeah. No, go ahead.
I was only gonna say, the more money I make, the more clothes I'm gonna buy to look good.
That's
Okay.
a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't wait to start buying my full suits, like 3-piece,
Full
suits,
suits.
four piece
Full
suits,
full
all
of
that.
suits. You gonna say
Four-piece.
you gonna think I'm Steve Harvey, Shannon Harvey,
Shannon Harvey
With that
Oh,
shiny ass head.
with the
Nigga.
shiny head.
nigga. Then I'm growing my little.
You gonna
Girl, my
No.
That's how you smell the pussy after you leave.
Bitch.
If you had to wait to leave to really smell it, you a nasty.
Anonymous. Anonymous.
anonymous.
That's what
Let
that
me
anonymous
tell
pussy
you
smell
what
like.
happened. I know this is supposed to be a question, but I'm too mad right now.
Yeah, that's a
And when I
fucking-
took that sniff,
Bitch, you knew that shit was there. That's an anonymous question. Bitch, you knew that shit was there. But
They're gonna share. What was there? Who is this?
Oh, who was this? How many niggas you fucking? Damn,
No,
my anonymous.
did you see the one where the girl, somebody sent and said, your house look like this? I fucked your man in this room. It's decorated like this. I fucked your man in this room. It's decorated like
that's
this.
Violation.
I ain't seen none of that.
That's violation right there.
That's fucked up.
violation.
And she commented like, "Yep, that's exactly what my house looked like."
Wow.
So he's a dub.
That's next level. Oh. Okay. Well, anyways, let's get into it. Yeah, that's a great way.
That's wild.
Yeah, that's next level.
Wow.
The city is different. I was
Mhm.
in the city. I got some ideas for like some live events for us.
The city's amazing.
I definitely want to try to do one in the city, but we'll talk about that offline. But the city is dope. The energy is dope.
Mhm.
My first night down there, I went to this it's called the Love Story Bar, and it's a bar up top,
Mhm.
and then you go downstairs, and it's like a little club type
Mm-hmm.
intimate space. It's not a club, but it's an intimate space to where you can do events.
It's like a
and they got a
lounge.
little stage,
Mhm.
and it was a little video release party with creatives from the city.
That's dope.
And it was an artist coming from Buffalo. It was dope. And I feel like that was the perfect way to introduce me to the city as an adult, because I haven't been for a minute since I was like a kid going to see my family and whatnot.
Mhm.
But that was a dope way to kind of introduce myself to the city. And then just being down there, having the camera, people ask you what you do and all that stuff. The energy is dope. Food is dope.
How was what exactly was was it the Plug Radio?
The Plug Radio went
What
down.
exactly were they doing? Are they models for Ashley Stewart?
No, so they basically were invited to come and kind of host an event, pop and stop, pop up shop, basically bringing their brand there, and they set up the table. And,
Okay.
And
Okay.
the DJ, DJ Judd, shout out DJ Judd, DJ C Mel's. They came down, they had their sets. So basically, we was partying in the store.
Mm-hmm.
I was getting the video, basically attracting customers
Mhm,
with the
mhm.
music and going out, and just the presence. The people would stop and dance into the music, asking what you do and all that stuff. And they gave me ideas.
If you want engagement, the city
and
is
it's
the
like
place.
that.
And I know a couple spots.
And it was
so-
organic in the city. It's either you could tell, like it's either they mess with you or they don't
Mhm.
type thing. And it was like, as I'm recording and stuff, I'm like, yo, I got some ideas to where we can do that. We can bring that same energy here,
Yeah.
get some footage, and then start to venture out and do it in other places, whether it's Atlanta or whatever. And we can create our own type tours. Like they call theirs the curvy tour.
Yeah,
So-
we can keep going with the whole crazy shit. What was it? I can't remember the name. But the show I told you about, and you told me I had to produce it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
still- that's
Well, yeah,
still
right. And branded
thing.
and being able, and I'm
Oh,
connected
yeah,
with
that was a few
DJs and
months ago.
stuff. But
I remember.
my thing is, I want to like bring in money.
That's a fact.
Type thing. Like
That's
I want to
fact.
be able to bring in money and not just go and do it. I want to bring in money, have fun, but make it an actual business. Like boom, boom, boom. We here, we
Mhm.
getting our name out there, type thing. Not to say that they wasn't doing that, 'cause they definitely was, but my mind just goes somewhere else.
There's some, yeah.
So, and I'm a type of person where I see like little skeletons, and I start to fill in the skeleton with the nervous system and all that, then the skin over that and all that stuff, and I create a whole human.
Well, you need more than just the skeleton and the nervous system and skin.
And is this a man or a woman we making?
This is a woman. I don't create
Oh,
men.
Is she
There you
is she
go.
black or white, Devin?
She's black.
I don't want nothing to do with this.
Yo, but yeah, just that I just want to debrief on that. It was a dope trip. That's why we wasn't here last week, but we back.
Like cook crack.
And then we gotta talk about my boy Nip. And we not talking about his death, man. We ain't talking about his death. We're already
Because
past
we've been
that.
oversaturated. We know.
We're past that. at
We
this
know he
point.
passed
We're not
him.
past him. His energy has transformed into these type of conversations and things of that nature. So he's not in the physical, world realm anymore. He's up in the ancestral, spiritual realm. But his energy is still down here with us through his music. And you know what's crazy? As I'm, going through all this stuff, he told Diddy. Well, he posted when he was working on Victory Lap, and Diddy was helping him with Blue Laces too. And he told Diddy he wanted this to be a life after death vibe. And they was working on it. Like that's as you follow him when he was doing his documentary and through Crenshaw Sloss and all that stuff, he was always talking about like his first studio album. He wanted it to be a classic. Like he can listen to it in the studio front to back without skipping through any songs. It needed to be perfect. Like if it wasn't perfect, he wasn't releasing it. So he wasn't gonna release this
Yeah, it took
album
him a
until he
very long
felt
time.
until he felt like he said he wanted every song, 16 songs solid. No in between, he wanted it. And as I was like watching through the process and then watching him like in the studio with Diddy and all that stuff, his ideology about, involving your woman in everything that you do. So Lauren was always there. Even with the videos, Lauren was his main video girl. It wasn't nobody else.
Yeah. I would say I didn't follow his music. I will always watch his interviews. That's what I knew of Nipsey. The first time I knew that, first of all, I didn't even know he did music because I just was watching things he was talking about as far as him being in the community. Yeah. I knew he was somehow obviously tied to the music industry, but I just will always find these interviews that he would do. And then the first time I was introduced to his music was when he did the song with YG and he brought the Bloods and the Crips together. Because now YG I
last
listened
time
to.
that I checked.
Now I listen to YG. I love that is that song.
Yes, it is.
Oh, that's the first song y'all heard from?
That's the
no.
That's the first time I was introduced to his music.
Oh,
because I listened to YG.
Okay. All right,
YG is mine. Okay. I love him. So that's when I was like, oh, okay, I can listen. You know what I'm saying? You rap like YG, it's the same type of situation. But I would just always hear him talk about the things that he would do in the community and things like that. I was never I never had an urge to listen to his music. It was just more so about the spiritual shit and the community shit. But then when he did that song with YG, the video, the song, I was like, oh. And then that's when I realized how fine he was.
Okay.
Okay, so I don't know how we follow up for that, but go ahead.
The best thing I could say about his death was it really opened up people's eyes.
You think so?
Yeah, because I noticed it at his funeral. I don't know if you've seen the clips of people speaking.
I watched the funeral.
The whole thing?
Yes. At work, didn't care with my students.
They was asking
this is who he is. This is what he do.
It was asking, what are you watching? What are you watching? What are you watching? Even one of the teachers asked me, what are you watching? I said, Nipsey Hussle funeral. Like, oh, the rapper that got, yeah.
But I really believe that this death made a different type of impact. What Nip stood for, and I've seen it, especially when Lauren London was talking. Be safe, baby. I love Lauren London. Ever since ATL. Ever since ATL. Ever since
we looked at each other.
I ain't saying nothing disrespectful. Just be safe.
You did.
Just be safe.
I know, but still, it was just like.
What, too soon? You still feel like it's too soon? Damn, I ain't no Kodak Black, nigga. I ain't saying, man, I'm about to go do a little project and then you can come after me, baby. I want first dibs. I'll get a year or two. No. Be safe. That's it. But nonetheless, what she was talking about, how Nip learned his knowledge, how every day he wanted to progress and being a man. I really believe that, especially in the West Coast, that shit will originate and hit them different. Especially when Snoop was talking, because Snoop is one of the leaders of the West Coast now. When you think of California, you think of a few people, celebrity Californians.
Right.
Who else will you may think of? Because it used to, YG?
My first person obviously is Pac.
Dre? Oh,
and then
I'm talking about people that's alive.
That's alive?
You talking about legacy-wise?
I'm talking about East Coast in general. The first person I think about is Pac, obviously.
East Coast
in general? But then it's West Coast, whatever. And you was going to be the jerk to keep us saying East Coast in general. I'm going to wait for you to East Coast in general. Correct yourself. But, yeah, nah. But in general, for the West, I think about Pac and then Dre and, Snoop, Cube.
YG.
But
Kendrick.
Kendrick
Kendrick
of late. Yeah, Compton.
Maybe I knew that. Maybe I didn't.
What? Yes, he's Compton.
The first Kendrick album I ever listened to was Damn. His most recent album.
So you ain't listened to the storytelling Kendrick?
I don't even want to discuss this.
Well, I don't know what to fucking tell y'all.
I don't want to discuss this.
Good Kid, Mad City.
I don't want to discuss. You discussing it.
You discussing it.
You know what I feel
First of all, what do I always say on here?
We
We teach here. We don't
I know. We not criticizing.
I ain't say nothing.
Yes,
I just said I don't want to talk about it.
He don't even want to talk about it.
I said I don't talk about it. It's different.
You know what I thought about?
What?
When the twins was here on the show, and they said they ain't no Biggie.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
we started
yeah.
warning. And then we started saying the lines.
What twins?
Ain't no none of.
Bring my car back. We went out to get some Dominoes. Those are skits in between the tracks. All good. Good Kid, Mad City.
I'm done discussing the people that I love with other motherfuckers.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's people I love y'all don't listen to.
No, that's a fact. That's why I don't even discuss it then, because you explain it and ain't gonna let me go back and listen to
Smith
it.
albums?
Jaden Smith?
Yeah.
No.
He's a great rapper.
Is he good?
He's a great rapper.
Actually, I think I've heard some, and I was thoroughly
and you can
impressed.
tell that he has, like he said, he has been in
his
the
dad
music.
was a good rapper though.
He's a good rapper.
He was a good rapper.
I don't know about Will Smith, but
listen,
Jaden Smith
Summertime is the only record I listened to
was a
from
good rapper.
Summertime is the only record
I'm not saying he was a good. His career was good. I'm saying he was a good rapper.
Listen to me. Summertime is the only record I listen to from Will Smith.
That's you.
Okay.
That's you.
And I'm public opinion. I am the public.
So okay, with that motherfucking Easter on, now he the public because
now he
Easter.
the public.
So,
sitting in the front of the church.
Exactly. Christian, good Christian man.
There you go,
Christian man.
On some opposite shit. You a liar, pastor.
He in the front row. God is good.
God is great, but Jesus.
You don't hurt him, pastor. Don't hurt him.
You know you lying, pastor.
Wait.
He lying.
You know the infamous.
This fool said the infamous.
You got to pop back up and do it again.
Listen, the reason why I said, do you really think that is because we know that people ride trends, right? We know that people are engaged in whatever the world is engaged in at this time.
Especially Rochester.
Especially Rochester.
Especially
because now everybody want to burn sage and pray to their ancestors. But here's the thing. You could have found this information out prior.
Yes.
Not to say that this will not change some people's the way that they live their life. I think for people who have already been in the community, people who are already putting in work in whatever way they see fit to benefit the community, I feel like this has lit even more of a fire for me personally, right? Yeah. Different things I do in the community, it's like, nope, you got to do more. You got to go harder, right? Yeah. For people who never had any sort of inclination to do anything for their community, I just think they riding the trend.
Yes, absolutely.
Speaking of doing things in the community,
100%.
I'm doing a summer reading program, and I want you to be one of the teachers. It's only gonna be for 4 weeks in July, and it's gonna be 4 students from my school, and you can pick 4 students from your school, but it has to be students that are reading below grade level. Because
that's every student.
Yeah, so just think of that.
That's every student.
Most, yeah.
Okay.
So I think it just lit a fire in certain. That just
I'll just make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Bring them in.
Disperse them. It was just from one educator to another educator.
With his shirt tucked.
This how y'all kids could joke. Yes.
First of all, you're not gonna be calling none of my kids Bobby Lights. Yeah. You're not gonna be telling none of my kids that Jesus ain't real. You're not gonna be doing none of that to these people kids, because then people gonna be coming to beat your ass. No.
That's a baby Bobby Light right there. You got garbage in here?
Right. Yo, come on, bro.
You got garbage in here? Yeah, just take out the classroom garbage. Take your shoes off at the door, arrange them.
But certain people are not going to. It's just cool right now. You know what I'm saying? Like a month from now, ain't nobody really going to be like, how can I really engage in my community? Or how can I fuck the community in a sense and get right with themselves. Because you cannot help anybody. I'm a firm believer in you cannot help anybody until you get your shit right. Like until you are sinner, until you and whatever way that is for you. If that's Christianity for you, that's cool. If that's spirituality for you, that's cool. But like all the sage is about to be sold out now. Because now all of a sudden everybody don't realize that sage is cleansed. Like come on, man.
He saged before they left the house. So go ahead, because I was gonna connect it and kind of go into it.
I don't know. Okay, go ahead. I forgot.
Okay.
I started thinking.
Sure, Easter.
Huh?
Can you name the show Easter?
Easter.
Like
the Easter Marathon.
Easter pink.
Nah, it gotta be Easter Blue, honey.
So
Easter Blue 60.
Easter Blue 60.
In Miami.
So as you're talking in Miami.
Oh yeah.
Miami's blue.
All right, whatever. Bro, nobody give a fuck about Wade. Nobody gives a fuck about this nigga. You care about Dirk? retiring too. Keep
Screw
that
Dirk.
same
First of all,
energy.
I do-
Keep that
I
I
same
do
even know
care
his-
about him because his daughter. I love his daughter.
Yo, and his wife is black. Like he really he had this.
So was Dirk's.
I'm talking about Dirk.
Oh, okay.
I know
thought you-
Dwayne Wade's wife is
Oh,
black.
okay, I'm about to say.
We all do.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
I got confused for a second.
Nah.
Dwayne Wade do look like he was gonna be married to a white woman in his next life.
Nah.
He
don't.
do look like that.
You're right.
intentionally about
How do you
dating
look
white
like you
women.
gonna? We getting off topic.
It's
Yeah.
the,
We
it's
getting
the
off topic.
hairline. He got that type
Hey,
of
what-
hairline.
how
You don't have a hairline.
What did you end with?
I said that you have to get right with yourself.
Oh,
and then
okay,
Be able
yeah,
to
yeah.
interject
So-
into the community.
So and here's the thing. So when Nip first died, like when it was first reported, and I was like, "Yo, bruh, they like Nip died," because I was with Rad and Israel and his girlfriend. You don't know, but
Yeah,
just
I
just
don't
just
know.
bear with me. Just bear
Yeah.
with me. And I'm like, yo, dang, like that put me in an instant mood. Like now
Mhm.
it's like, dang, yo, Nip, he gone. Like he should have got album of the year. And you know, I've been on Nip. Like he should have got album of the year a long time ago. And I said and when we was doing the Grammy show, I was like, even if J. Cole was in there,
Mhm.
Nip
I agree.
still should have
Mhm.
got album of the year.
I agree.
So, I've been on it, and so then somebody, I think maybe Conrad, he said, "See, he stayed in the hood too long. He should have left when he got that money." And I was like, "See,
Nigga.
now hold on, wait a second." I'm like, "Nah, I wasn't saying, I was
Oh.
like you, but like
No,
I
no,
said
I
that."
know what you mean. Yeah.
I was like, "Yo, hold on, wait a second. See,
Nigga.
now if he leave the hood,
Mhm.
he gonna be creating the neighbors track,
Mm-mm.
like how J. Cole,
No.
like how J. Cole did."
When I make my money, I'm damn sure leaving the hood, but I'm gonna have an extended hand in there because I don't.
Well,
trust
he left the hood.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
he,
He
ain't,
left
he
the
ain't
hood.
living on
He not
Slauson.
living in
No,
the
no,
hood.
no. I'm saying I'm not coming back.
See,
You wouldn't have caught me
so,
on that
so,
motherfucker.
so here's the thing. So again, that's
wait,
going
but-
to my
but
going into my
there's
point.
a very specific reason why.
Yeah. Go ahead.
People that grew up with you, that seen you, is literally hating you because they think, how the fuck did you do it? They don't want to wake up in the
See,
morning and work hard.
Neighborhood Nip was different,
No. And then look what the fuck happened.
but it wasn't from
What? Was it from
his
what?
peoples.
Yes, it was.
It wasn't from his peoples.
What are you talking about?
They said they didn't know
It's
him.
a
They knew
community.
him.
Oh no, I'm saying
but
the
they
community.
didn't know him. I mean, it's from the community, but okay.
Okay,
so
so
this
what
is
do you-
why
I
was
wouldn't have
saying-
been there.
So hold on, wait a
That's
second.
all I'm saying.
Yeah. But that's his establishment.
Call
That's
me
his
Jay
business.
Z. You think,
Listen.
you don't think Jay Z still got a hand in Marcy Projects?
Jay Z's
Brooklyn?
corporate money. Jay Z's corporate.
What's the
money.
difference?
He don't got it. He's
doesn't-
corporate money. He's
he doesn't
doing
have to.
title
Yeah,
and things
he
that's
doesn't
kind of
have to.
remote.
I'm
Nip
not-
was
okay, so
Nip was
so Jay Z
feet on the ground. Nip was feet on the ground. I'm in this
So Nip-
community
so-
because this is where I'm. Even in all his videos, he's in the same areas all the time.
Mhm.
With all his homies that he been with.
And I'm saying just because Jay Z is
And
corporate,
Jay Z's
that-
neighborhood has also been gentrified at this point.
Yeah.
So
But what I'm saying
who
is,
he going back to?
what I'm
who,
saying
who
is
he
it-
going back to best
I'm
side
saying-
help?
hold on.
I'm
What I'm saying
Okay.
is it's a difference in business styles.
And it's a difference in
So,
money, honey.
right.
It's a
Right.
giant difference.
So Nip had
Okay.
in order for Nip to get to Jay-Z status, he would have had to tap into the corporate. But his initial his initial brand was I'm rebuilding my Slauson. I'm
He coulda
I'm
did
rebuilding
that.
my neighborhood,
He
right?
coulda did that.
But it's face first. Hold on, wait. Well, let me finish my thought before we go into this. So
Okay.
I was like, you gonna start. The premise of you have to leave when you obtain a certain amount of fame, fortune, and all that stuff. J. Cole already spoke on that. In Neighbors, like he was tired of everything that came with fame and living in the hood and stuff. So I moved to the burbs, and surrounded by the trees and Ivy Leagues and all that stuff. But when I moved there, they didn't appreciate me because all they seen of me was criminals getting locked up on the TV. So they thought I was slinging drugs. So they called the SWAT team.
Okay.
So if I can't live in that space, because that's to the average person, not to you, but to the average person, because we don't got average at this table.
You see how
To
you
the
said
average
live?
person, the idea is once I make money, I got to get out and forget about the hood. No, I'm not. I just said ain't no average people at the table, but to the average person, that's what the mindset is, right? So if the ideology is we got to get out the hood when we make money, but when we get out the hood, we're not appreciated because all they see of us, especially us, somebody from Slauson and Crenshaw. He's from the hood. He's a known Crip. You go into white neighborhoods on some trying to be uppity, but you bring your peoples over. That's that's sending a perception. So then you're gonna have the police coming in or whatever the case, or it's a possibility.
lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose. So if we can't build
I
up
disagree.
our own communities, where we gonna go?
You finish your thought?
Well, that's the first one, and then I was. No, I'm just playing. Yeah. Where we gonna go?
My nigga.
Yeah, I was done.
Well, to combat that, I would like if I had to two things. If I had to choose a lesser of the evils, I'm taking SWAT and police every day than niggas shooting me. Second thing, I'm moving to a secluded ass lake house. I'm getting a ranch where I'm by myself. Do you know my man from Rap A Lot, Jay Prince? This nigga has a 200-acre ranch. Ain't no white people around him to piss him off. He's secluded. Not that I'm saying Nip needed to be secluded, but what I'm saying is go to a spot where you know you'll be safe personally, and then find somebody in the community that you could funnel money through. Because that's what I would do. Find leaders in Rochester and give them the money that's doing things, doing programs. I would still buy buildings, buy businesses in my community. But me personally, I'm not there. I'm not gonna stay there.
So I get that, but that goes to my second point.
What?
So that goes into my second point to where is it that we go if we can't go? I already asked that.
A ranch.
So how can we start to coexist within our communities?
Okay,
because
let me reverse, right? The only so we have conversations all the time about the only way that things are going to get done the way that you want to get them done is if you do it, right?
I disagree.
I'm not opening up a furniture store, and his stores are relatively new.
Yeah.
I'm not opening up a furniture store and you won't see me there.
Well,
You're going to
the
see me.
marathon been around for a minute.
How long?
For like a few years.
No, it's been.
Is it under 5 years?
No.
No.
It had to be over.
Over 5 years?
It's been
Had to be
over
over.
because that was like one of their first things, and the way that they bought the plaza was they was gonna kick them out because the cops wanted them.
Mm-hmm.
The cops had their hands in it.
Yeah.
So then the owner ended up selling them the building, so they didn't have to leave, like the store.
Because I own it.
Yeah.
Okay. So for me, you're not going to not see me in my store, for one. For two, he was taking someone there, and it was personal. So if you buy a set and you're my personal friend, right? I'm not going to say, go to the store, they'll take care of you. Come on, bro. This is my shit. Boom, boom, boom. Also, representation means everything. I know this because I work with children. Mm-hmm. People have to see you to see that there is a possibility for you to do something different. There is a possibility for them to be something different. And then also when you're in some remote place, your shit might not be moving the way that you want it to move. Now, I'm sure he lived in it's LA.
He lived in LA.
I'm sure he lived in a Beverly Hills. Or
he lived somewhere nice. He wanted to
where the
bridge the gap.
Kardashians live. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm sure he lived somewhere that was Calabasas. That was safer. But to say that you have somehow put yourself in harm because you got money and you now in the hood. I'm in harm. I am in danger every day being in the hood, whether I have money or not.
I was just about to say.
So I'm going to risk. I risk my life all the time for nothing, right? And not to say for nothing, but whether I'm hustling, whether I'm working a regular 9 to 5, like I'm living in the hood, just like we live in the hood every day. We see on the news all the time that random shootings, like the shit that happened at the Boys and Girls Club. That's a regular ass night out, and people were slaughtered.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So regardless of the fact you in the hood, some shit is gonna be able to go down. But what is more important than you risking your life or not is the impact that you're gonna have on your community.
Right.
You can't always do things with, well, what if this happens? What if I get killed? What if you never provided these opportunities?
Yo, so right, I agree, and I feel like Nip, if he didn't conduct his business the way that he conducted his business, he wouldn't have sold out the Staples Center. Not sold out, but his funeral would have been held at the Staples Center. He wouldn't have had the effect, the impact that he had once he did die. We know what Jay-Z does, but we only know what Jay-Z does if Jay-Z chooses to tell us, right? Nip was opposite. They called him Neighborhood Nip for a reason, because he chose to be the face of everything that he wanted to do. And this was based upon, his want to self-educate himself through the people and the avenues in which he educated himself in his continuous education. So if we're going to say...
We're not trying to change your mind.
No.
I know you're
we're
not.
just sharing. Yeah, we're just sharing.
It's just the conversation.
I'm cool.
It's more so like, if we have to be in the mindset of we can't be in our own community when we're actively doing good for our community, then we're not showing the people of our community that we can be the change coming.
You don't see your
from
impact. You can't see your
I
impact.
don't believe that's true though.
I seen a video. I watched a video today.
Yeah.
And it was Nip. It was an episode to the documentary that he did, and the lady on there was like, "Yo, he's showing us that this is all we need," because he was talking about the fish market that was right there, and he was saying like, we own the fish market, but we want to put more healthy choices in there. We want to cook the fish in a more healthy state, whether it's grilled or just bringing a more healthier selection to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then it switched to the lady, and she was like, "Yo, he's really doing what." He's showing us that we can do it if we come together. Like we're so divided. I'm paraphrasing a little bit, and I'm putting my own little twist onto it. But we're so divided to the point where we don't believe that we can coexist with each other in our own communities post success because of the walls that's been put up based on society. So like, if Nip. The reason why Nip was so effective was because of the way in which he chose to influence change. Now, he had some of the other ones like Vector 90. I think it's Vector 90 or Vector 90 to the co-working space for entrepreneurs, and then the STEM programs that he wanted to do. Like, he had those on the other end, but Nip was in the streets. He's from the streets, then he was in the streets talking to the kids, and then he's bringing a whole different perspective on gang culture. He's bringing a whole different perspective to the kids. And if he do that remotely, he's now not standing on what he believes to be change. Like, he wants to be that front center.
How?
Because he's not there. If I sent you...
Look, we just gonna...
That's like saying if Martin Luther King stayed at home and organized all the shit,
you're goddamn right. He's
or
still be alive.
Or
but that's selfish.
But
though.
the impact is not.
I'll
The
give a fuck.
impact is
I'll
not the
live
same.
as long
Remember
as,
we had
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, so
we had a
I don't give a
conversation
fuck.
on the show
I
about
don't
I think
give a fuck.
racism or something like that, and I said something like, "Yo, I will die about
I'll
this.
try.
I will die about the skin that I will die over the skin I'm in, and I mean that 100%."
So
So he felt like I'll die making an impact. I've risked my life to sell drugs. I've risked my life and my freedom to do
Been
illegal
begging for
shit. So
30-something
I should,
years.
and I can't risk so now that I got money, I'm above risking my life for some shit that matters, but I'll risk my life to sell some
So I can
drugs
make
on the
a
corner.
difference?
Doesn't
So
make
damn right.
sense.
So
That
now,
doesn't make sense.
Here's
got-
the other. Go ahead. No. Go ahead. Because all you doing is agreeing.
trying to
so-
respond, but
Go
goddamn.
ahead. Go ahead.
We're sorry. Unity.
I don't forgot
Now
my
you
Come
done
on,
forgot.
Easter.
all that shit.
Yeah, 'cause it was a bunch of bullshit.
Forgot.
My mind done went elsewhere now. But wait, what was the last thing you said?
I said if a man, I say I because I ain't never sold no drugs.
Yeah.
If a man, for instance, can stand on Parcells and Culver
Yeah.
and sell drugs for 15
Okay,
years
okay,
and he's
I got it,
risking
I
his
got it, I got
life,
it.
he can buy up Parcells and
Yep,
Culver
and
and
not be
still
there.
risk
And
his
not be
life.
there. And
The
not be
impact
there.
is not the same,
The
bro.
imp-
You don't even
I
know who
don't
owned the
give a fuck
building.
I don't give a fuck about the impact.
Impact
I
is
don't give
all
a fuck
that
about that.
matters,
I don't give a
dog.
fuck about the impact when I'm going to die. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, he was already in a situation where he was going. Do you really think when growing up in
Listen,
Compton, he was
listen.
like, he ain't going?
Are
He
you
thought he
lis-
was
are
going to
you
die
li-
every
are you
day.
are you listening to understand or listening to respond?
I'm
I
listening.
use
I'm
that.
sorry.
Are you listening to
I use
understand?
that
or
every
listening?
day.
I am. You get
I
hot.
want to know.
You
I just
get
want to know
hot.
because no, I'm not.
I
Seriously.
really use that every day.
Like,
I
are we-
really listen to understand because all y'all doing is listening
It's just
to respond.
listening to
right now.
respond. Like,
All right, I'm
goddamn.
listening. I'm listening.
Okay. Now, because I use examples of like what's a man that died in New York City and he was there every fucking day? Chinks.
Chinks.
And then there's other stories because I got this idea from the Breakfast Club when they were discussing it. I'm leaving and still having my hand in the community, and this is why I say fuck the impact, because when I die, you motherfuckers gonna forget about everything I did anyway. Anyway, okay. Let me
In what
ask
way?
you this. Okay, in a way where yes, I'll be memorialized, but then 2-3 months after all this internet shit, you just gonna say, oh, well, Nip was in the community. After that, are you gonna do something?
Talking
Are
points.
you gonna get up?
Talking points.
Like after that, are you gonna start buying?
But
I can agree.
that's just like when we
So
we
what
said
really was the
earlier. With
impact?
there's some
I can
people
agree.
who
I'd
are
rather be
going.
alive.
I understand. I think most people would rather be alive. I can't necessarily say I'd rather be alive because the shit on the other side might be better than what's over here. Okay, and if that's the case, take me to the king. Okay,
I heard that.
okay.
I don't fuck
Vibrato.
with Christianity. But I like that shit.
That's
I like that shit. That was
good
dope.
shit.
That was
Good
dope.
shit. But it's all about what you were able to leave behind. And I think there are some rappers who were killed in their community that may not have made as big of an impact or did not have the chance to. But when you actually leave around things that are your family is still able to monetize, programs that students are still able to go to, you have made an impact.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it. I'm not. Okay, when I say fuck the impact, if I die, the impact to me wouldn't be as strong as if I was still alive, still funneling money into the community.
Yo,
that would create a bigger impact to me.
It would, but
that's
you
a
have to.
super-
That's some people are able to offer themselves for the community in a selfless way. He was already ready to die off the Dr. Sabi shit, so he was ready to die about his kid. You know what I'm
he
saying?
was ready
Like
to die, period, for his community, for his people, for his rolling 60s, just period, right?
Exactly.
So I feel like, first of all,
not ready
all of
to
us-
die, but
all-
knowing that there's a
Nah, he-
possibility and
nah,
being
he
comfortable with
He
the
was ready.
possibility that
It wasn't.
I can die.
He was ready.
Now he got babies. I can't say he was ready.
No.
He got babies.
I'm not saying he was looking to die. I say he was ready to die. Meaning, if it happens, just understand that we have to keep the marathon going. We got to continue the marathon
Because we all gonna die
because he
someday,
knew that it was a
sometime,
possibility.
somewhere.
He knew it, right? So, and I mean, I feel like he knew this solely off of the comment when he said, "Yo, I want this to be a life after death type vibe for my album." Like that alone. Because I always said Big and Pac, their albums, the way that they released it, how they named them and all that stuff, it gives me the feeling that they knew that they were going to die.
No, Biggie, no. Ready to Die was a concept album. He wasn't actually ready to die. Then Life After Death.
No, I understand
But
that.
no. But Life After Death isn't about death. It literally is only about life. If you listen to each song.
Life after death in this vessel, in this vehicle.
I'm just talking about the vibes. I'm not talking about the actual music.
But the context was he was ready to die. That's what you were saying, and then he was like, even by his last, what he told Diddy about his the last album, you're implying that he was in the mind state of he's ready to die. When Ready to Die,
No.
or Life After Death wasn't about death.
No, I don't internalize it that way. I'm internalize it as the music, the vibe of the music is timeless.
Oh yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about actually saying like, yo, I want to die and I want to talk about death. No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about when I say that when he said that, like I understand the mindset. He wanted to make a timeless album. Yeah. Like he really had that Pac Big mentality. Like my music needs to be beyond this time. Like, and I won't release anything until I know and I understand and I can see that my music is beyond me releasing it in 2018 type thing. That's what I mean. I don't mean like actually knowing how to die. But we're all right? So that leads me to my next point. We got to get out that mentality.
No, we don't.
We got to get out that mentality because
as long as there's still hungry niggas.
No, listen.
I think.
But listen, it's a mental illness, right?
It's a
so
mental illness.
The reason why
Dr.
Charlemagne.
Okay, Charlemagne. Is diagnosing you motherfuckers.
Yo, even Charlemagne said it. Like we use conspiracy theories and we use the Illuminati to justify a lot of these things. Keep yourself in a cage. Excuse me. In all actuality, we're not addressing the actual problem, the actual issue. Nip didn't die because he was in danger. He died because a mentally ill individual killed him. Period.
Somebody angry.
Like
somebody sad.
We're spending time, and I said this when I was talking to Lane and them. Like, yo, we can sit here and we can talk about all the conspiracy theories that we want, but we're not normal people. Like, we can talk about it and then talk about how we're gonna advance forward. Some people stay in the cycle of talking about a conspiracy theory and just want to cast the blame on somebody else and not themselves. So when Noel was talking about you the educating yourself and how he you have to want to kind of go beyond now. What I was gonna say earlier was Nip decided that he wanted to be more. He wanted to be greater when he dropped out of school, and instead of banging for the rest of his life, he self-educated himself on everything he was talking about, everything that he knew. Like, he made that decision, like, I'm going to be something. I don't know what I'm going to be, but I'm going to be something, right? So everybody don't have that mindset. And the reasons why I was in a kind of, it hit me so hard was the day, literally from the time, it was like 8:20 something. I'm writing something, that's why I know the date. I mean the time, but it was like 8:20 something when they announced like he died. From then on, you seen conspiracy theory, the internet, the government did it, the government did it, the Dr. Sebi, he shouldn't have been doing that. I'm like, yo, we missing the bigger picture here. Like, we can talk about conspiracy theories. I can connect the conspiracy theory to this, to anything. I mean, we live in a country to where if you craft a story right, you can convict an innocent man or woman. So that's how I feel the Illuminati. That's how I feel the conspiracy theories are. It's a talking point and it's a distraction from.
And conspiracy theories only happen when the deaths or situations are within the black people in entertainment,
us, right?
But not white people in entertainment when same types of things
right.
happen to them.
Right, and then they did not allow white America.
I mean, I did my Illuminati. They do be making white folks look bad too.
Well, yeah, but
they do.
In the black community, and I've always said this. I'm like, yo, if you listen to old music in the 90s and like Jay, his first studio album, Reasonable Doubt, all they talking about is the Illuminati, making Illuminati references and things of that nature. That keeps us in a basically like in a cage, like you said, to where now we're not addressing the mental illnesses in our community, the trauma, hurting people in our community. Like, the dude was hurt. That's why he was shooting. It was no other reason why he was shooting. And if you actually listen to all the other stuff, you can see how it kind of played out. Look, I mean, obviously, you can't take everything for face value.
A conspiracy theories and mental illness is separate.
Separate. I know.
Yeah,
but conspiracy theories takes on the narrative.
The thing is, conspiracy theories remove us from accountability.
No,
in our community.
I'm about to. So, but to me, those people are still mentally ill if they're not moving forward with the progression. So, Illuminati is real because there is a top 5% that is actually making decisions. So if you want to call
we're
it
not saying these things
Illuminati,
aren't real, but
no. I'm saying, but the conversations are separate but still tied together in a sense where Illuminati ain't thinking about the mentally ill, but the mentally ill is thinking about Illuminati. And if a mentally ill person is talking, that's all they're going to talk about is the dumb shit. If smart people talked about Illuminati and mentally ill people and then came up with a solution, that population is so small that I don't believe that we'll get to a point where there's no violence in the black community or we all could just stay in the hood and be good. I believe that there's more mentally ill people, and especially in these next couple of generations, that will fuck it up for the rest of the people that's actually trying to make a difference.
Let's be honest. Violence is not exclusive to the black community. Violence is a world thing.
That's the only thing I'm concerned about.
No, I know, but I'm just saying violence is a world thing.
Yes.
So to work on violence in the black community, we would have to work on our perception on violence as a whole. Violence entertains us.
Goddamn right.
Most movies that you watch, most music that you listen to, video games, all this shit, violence is a driving force in a lot of shit. And then when you mix in a violent culture with a poor culture, perfect recipe for disaster, right? But at the end of the day, fuck the government. We live in these communities. Dead ass though. We live in these communities. These are our children. These are our schools. So it is up to us to get back into the community. Not to say you have to be you don't have to be a multi-millionaire to change shit in your community either. No. And you also don't have to be famous to change things in your community. But I think there's just a couple key things that the black community have to get back to. And it's unfortunate that people say, like, when you get out of the hood, people hate. But let's not forget that there's people in the hood that have not, quote unquote, made it out of the hood, but are trying to do things, and they also are are being gunned down. So what do you say to them? They don't have the resources to get out of the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, I'm trying to make it, you know, I'm doing my thing, but I'm not at the point where I can say, all right, I'm about to pack my family up and we about to go. And we see that happen often. People trying to get out of gangs and you know what I'm saying? They're killed. So and it's
and even to that point, even the perception of gangs are skewed. Like, it's been skewed. Like, I created some groups at some social emotional groups at work, and we were talking about gangs today. And we was talking about, I mean, obviously Nip is a hot topic right now. And the group that I'm leading out of the 4 that I created is the Feeding Your Soul group, to where we talking about the different things the things you see in life, things you talk about in life, the things you read in life, the things you listen to in life, you watch, all that stuff, and how they affect you, how they affect the way you walk, talk, speak, dress, all that stuff. Because everything that we consume on a day-to-day basis sits in our mind somewhere, and we internalize it somehow. So we was talking about gangs, and I'm like, okay, so what is a Crip? They said blue. They said, a gang. One person said nemesis to the Bloods. I said, oh, cool. I'm like, all right, so anybody know what? Well, I said, what does anybody know what Crips stand for? And they said blue, and then they said Crips is a nemesis to the Bloods.
It's funny how all this is happening. Then you had posted that was that a month ago?
Yeah, I posted that a long time ago. And then I was like, well, do y'all know that CRIP stands for Community Revolution in Progress? To which it was created to help the community, not divide the community. Mm-hmm. And did y'all know that Bloods would stand for brotherly love over oppression and destruction? And that they was made to help the community, not divide the community. But social constructs that you've seen on a day-to-day basis and the things that you've been fed,
sprinkled in with a little drugs, sprinkled in with a little guns from the government,
allows you to say, oh, Crip means that they're the nemesis to the Bloods, red and blue, they're enemies. Like, yo, do y'all understand that Nip was doing something that that they kind of are against? Mm-hmm. Bringing together the rival gangs that's supposed to kill each other, black on black crime. You can't go into the hood because you can't go into the wrong hood because you might get shot, or you know what I'm saying? Like, all these different narratives that they see. Yo, you know what's killing me? Yesterday when I was watching the procession, did you watch the whole procession? Yeah. Where was you watching it on? Was you watching it on the ABC 7?
No, I watched it on BET. BET was yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yo, this is what was killing me. All them reporters know that they was just reporting it because it was a hot topic. It was a hot take, right? Mm-hmm. I'm listening to them when they talking. All they can talk about is, oh, well, they're crowding the street where they got to get the procession through. Nothing bad has happened. No shooting, there's no violence, da-da-da. Like, that's the normal thing, right? But what got me was once the procession came through and Nip got to his store, his plaza, and then one of the anchor was talking, and he was like, yeah, well, I wonder how the store is going to do. And I'm thinking like, oh, well, they wondered about, how it's going to continue to move forward. Then he was like, yeah, well, we're on his website here, and he got a shirt for $100. And then the other lady was like, well, since he died, they must have been raising the prices because it's like real popular. But before that, they had because the memorial is super big. And they said, oh, the memorial took on his own kind of like life, taking on the majority of the parking lot. And then this dude was like, well, I bet you, he said, I bet that a majority of the people that put them candles on didn't know about Nip before he died. But because he died, it took on a life of his own because of how popular it was and how
the fact that he's famous.
The fact that he's famous, and then the things came out. And I'm like,
you think these people?
So
these white people taking out time to do research on this man?
I'm like, so no, it's just the perception, right? So to the average Joe watching this, they're taking that as face value, right? To me, knowing about Nip, I've been following Nip for a minute, and I'm like, yo, they was really throwing shots, like as if a black man in the hood and Crenshaw and Slauson can't have a luxury. Well, it is a luxury, but basic T-shirt or clothing store with shirts at $60.
Tiffany sells a fucking paperclip for $800.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then they don't understand that the clothing, it was a tech store. So every shirt had a video attached to it. It was a tech. So if you had the Marathon app and you put it on the shirt, it's showing the video. So he distributed his music through his clothing type thing. Like, they don't understand that it was connected to STEM. That's why those shirts and stuff was so expensive. And I mean, it's in
But
the
regardless
hood,
of the fact,
they were still buying
all
it,
that don't
and
gotta
all
be
that-
explained.
But all that,
Because-
right? You know what I'm saying? So when I'm saying, basically, to bring it full circle, when I'm talking about, just the narrative of the conversation, and when we're talking about all these things, and I'm talking about the mental illness, and I'm talking about the Illuminati and conspiracy theories being talking points, they are legitimate talking points to distract us from how hurt we are in our community, and we're not addressing these problems. So when we don't address these problems, then these things happen. I agree.
But I also want to make it very clear. We've been talking about black mental health in the black community for about like 2 to 3 years now. But let's not like mistake that from some people are just pure evil.
No,
some people
absolutely.
are born actually
Absolutely.
pure
100%.
evil. I believe that.
100%. 100%. I won't say born evil, but they've
Shit.
I don't know.
I would say
born evil.
listen. They say
That's
they
like
say
when you
kill
born gay.
when you kill
That's
animals,
like saying if you born gay. I don't think you I don't
you're
know
born
if you-
gay, bruh.
I don't-
You was born straight,
I
right?
gotta leave at 8
You was
o'clock.
born straight.
I
Well,
don't
we
know
almost
nothing
finished
about-
anyway.
I don't
Yeah,
know nothing
not
about that
gonna-
conversation.
Look, he getting high.
I
He
was
like, I gotta
born.
go. You don't want to be. You
about
don't,
that
you don't,
I was
conversation.
born.
I don't want nothing.
I was born.
Look, we was born
Anyway.
straight. China was born. Noel was born bi. Like, that's just facts.
I don't know. what
Okay,
you're-
that's all I know. That's
Go ahead.
all I
Finish
know.
it. Finish your thought. Finish your thought. Finish your thought.
Oh, I just we put a lot of emphasis on the mental health and all that shit, but I just think people also have to understand some people are just nasty, whether they were born or not born. Some people are genuinely just nasty. Some people
Absolutely,
don't want to progress. Some people want to see people down and just to make themselves feel better. Like some people are just gross human
I believe-
beings.
I-
And I think
100%.
sometimes we blanket this shit where somebody do some shit and they, something nasty and they're like, oh, mental health, or he just a nasty motherfucker.
Yeah, the way that we blanket things again. So the way
That man
I
went
chalk
back-
that up with pedophilia. I don't think that nigga mentally ill. That nigga just evil.
So do you think he was
Get
born
that
that way? He was born liking kids, or you think he learned to like kids? Just yes or no.
you still got 5 minutes.
I don't know nothing about none of that. I don't know. It ain't my pay grade. I think them niggas just evil. Whether you born evil, okay then. I guess you born liking kids. You evil. You an evil motherfucker.
I don't
guess.
know if people are born
I
liking
guess.
kids. But
I don't know. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Look,
I don't know.
born or not,
Shit.
born or not, we gotta address it, right?
Yeah.
We gotta bring it to the
Yeah,
forefront.
I agree.
And I feel like the conspiracy theories in the average household or on the average corner, or basically the places on the average music is sending the wrong message, right?
I agree.
And we just, at least if you practice mental health, if you practice it, it'll make a difference. You know what I'm saying? If you practice, like he's trying to check himself into the mental hospital.
now you
You know what I'm saying? Like
you
should.
should went, bro.
It's no reason
You think
why.
that's gonna save you? You must think you
That's
white.
a fact.
You must
Because
think you.
That's
now-
thought out.
That's thought out.
Kinda
If you could,
mental
if
This
you,
whole shit is.
if you
this-
could premeditate going to the mental hospital after you kill somebody, then you should have
No,
went there
whole
before.
And then the bitch that drove him away. Why isn't she charged with murder too?
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Like that's still a mystery person. I can agree.
No,
with
they
that.
know who it is.
Oh,
They know.
They
who
brought
it
her
is.
in and released her.
Yes, she's
Oh.
supposed to get charged with murder.
She said she didn't know that's what he was going there to do.
but she
That's
drove
not
him
an
I'm
away,
telling
excuse.
you what she
Thank you.
said.
Oh, okay, but that's
and he shot 6 shots.
that-
so he only
if-
got 2
if
left.
them
Oh,
niggas
he
was
might
in
got-
Chicago.
But then we also still thinking about Crenshaw. You know, this type of shit just happens. Like nigga bust and get in the car and we out.
Either way, they
Look,
supposed to. Get,
you know how-
that's another.
Oh, another
conversation.
lifestyle over there. Shit, we live in the hood here, but Rochester don't got shit on.
I'm about to say
You know
LA.
what I'm saying?
LA.
You know what I'm saying?
we
Went to
got
the
fake
camera.
ass gangs.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Don't
Compared to
shit.
them, we got
Listen,
fake ass
we
gangs.
live in the life over
We-
here compared to what the
fake-ass
fuck
gangs.
goes on over there.
So
We got bullshit.
and the fact, and even that, the fact that he was in a real, he was a real Crip, like
Mhm.
Snoop is a real Crip,
Mhm.
YG is a real blood
Shout out to YG.
type
I
thing,
love
like,
him.
and they have the capacity to coexist.
Okay. Oh, I love him.
They have the capacity to coexist, and a blood has the capacity in the freedom, in the respect to go to a Crip's funeral and speak on that and say like this was my brother from a different color type
Goddamn
thing.
right.
Like that shows the impact of him being able to take gang culture and turn it into something different, right? And use gang culture, because I'm like, when we was talking to Lane, he was like, "Yo, he was fake, he was a fraud, he was, like, da da da," and I'm like, "That's not, that's not, yeah, nah, yeah, no,
Yeah.
he's just different."
no. You're
yeah,
weird.
like I'm
Lane,
not
my
gonna do that.
nigga.
But it's more
That's
so
my
like
nigga.
when I approached him with that, it was just like, yo, he had the blueprint to take in gang culture. So those gang members listening to his music and teaching them how to be more and greater than what they are.
He was more
right?
he was loyal to his people
If he
more than
took-
just being loyal to the gang. He was loyal to black people as a whole,
And his-
and
and
as
his
well
brother,
loyal to
and his
his
brother
gang.
said he'd go into rival gang territory and just chill with music. Snoop said it. Snoop said it at the memorial. He said, "Yo, Nip used to tell me they like our music. Like the essays like your music. It don't got nothing to do with you being a Crip. They like your music. So if you bring them the music, it's no bad blood. It's no beef." And I was telling Lane, like, yo, when you take gangbanging as real as that from LA, Rolling 60s, wherever it is,
Where that
because
shit
they really
They-
real.
yeah.
They really real, right?
Yeah.
And you transform the content to where you're still telling stories about your gang, the gang culture, gang banging, whatever you want to call it, but you literally interjecting that black enterprise, black ownership, owning your own masters and doing all this thing, like kind of controlling your own fate. Now you teaching the hood how to get out of the hood indirectly.
And you're not just gonna teach Crips if you really about your people.
And ain't no hood person gonna go and listen to J. Cole speak straight knowledge.
That's very
right?
true. It's a
It's
lot
gonna
of
go
people
over
that
their
can't-
head.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that can't sit with
So
him.
in my mind, he's not dumbing it down, but he's speaking in their language. But we can also, I ain't no gangbanger, but I connected with his music because I'm seeing the progression. I'm seeing the story. I'm feeling the story. So
That's
to
why
them,
people connected with Snoop back in the day. People connected with Pac back in the day. It's like you are. I am a reflection of you.
no, I got you. But yeah, so I just want y'all to think about that because as this hit me hard. Even when I went to school the next day, they was like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Nah, nothing wrong with me.
It's my vibe.
It's
my
just
aura.
my
That's what it was.
it's
Yeah,
not-
me
it's
and
not
Camille
nothing wrong
talked
with
about it.
me.
I'm like, is we weird or?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
not
the
nothing
way
wrong
it's
with me, but it
different.
just hit me different to where it had my mind in the lock to where I'm trying to just figure out like, yo, it wasn't them that killed us, it was us that killed us. Like
Yep.
I'm looking at it from
Yep.
that lens. It's us that killed us, and
Yep.
it's a hurt person killing. He's hurting somebody else, hurting people.
And I feel like that's
type
why we
thing.
gotta stay in the community.
And then the main topic is it's a conspiracy. The government did it. First of all, the government, before I end, the government ain't gonna be that sloppy.
That's a fact.
Actually, I think the opposite. I think they will be that sloppy because you wouldn't believe they would be that sloppy.
Nah, cause they killed Martin Luther King, and they was all in that, and that
Do
was
you
the
know?
cleanest kill.
Do you know that the family sued the government because they implied that the shooting was from our people?
Of course,
Like they put out propaganda that way.
of course, you could put out propaganda. Absolutely.
So
But still, that's
Okay.
controlling the narrative.
look, I believe the government did this shit. Fuck them. I love you, Nip. Rest in royalty. I fucks
in
with you. To the people in California, please change your ways if you can. Get them niggas that's retarded. Get them mentally challenged motherfuckers up out here, cause they'll kill you the same way they killed Nip. Get them niggas that you know is fucked up in the city up out here, cause they'll kill you. They'll kill me. They'll kill anybody in your motherfucking family. I got weed and I smoke and I just want to chill and I just want to talk
supposed
with
to be
some
looking
white
at that
bitches and I just want to fuck around and live. Okay.
You're supposed to be looking at that camera up there. No.
Here you go with this shit again.
What, that camera?
Yes.
That camera right there? Is this camera on me? Is this camera on me?
That's funny. All right, man. I want y'all to think about that.
That's a fact.
We'll readdress this conversation at another point. We ain't touched on the culture thing, but he got to go.
That's a whole topic.
Yeah,
It is.
he
That
got to
culture
go.
shit is a whole topic, yeah.
So-
we can push that next
Yeah, push it, because I want to talk about what is culture, because Lane, again, gave me some.
Lane's my friend.
Yeah, Lane gave me some. I want him
Shout
to be
out
on
Lane.
the show. He was supposed to be on the show today, but he ain't never hit me. But we're going to talk about culture next week and what really is culture and how do you impact culture, especially the black culture.
Especially black.
But for right now, I just want y'all to, this was like a mental health heavy show,
Mm-hmm.
talking about Nip,
Mm-hmm.
why
Go
his
talk to
death
a
was
therapist.
so
Mhm.
important, like so impactful to us as just people, regular Joes that didn't know him, but watched his whole funeral as if we did know him and felt that.
At work on the clock, daring somebody to ask me a
Yeah,
question.
like felt all that. So y'all already know. Bring another set of ears for next week's show.
I'll walk out this motherfucker.
803, trying to
that's
get
funny.
back to that
He just
Walmart
be like-
pussy.
Oh wait. And then
First of all, lead the
and then
mic,
just
lead the
come back
mic.
in the camera.
Lead the
I
mic.
love you.
All right, man. Y'all already know.
Yeah.
Bring another set of ears for next week's show.
Yes, sir.
This is RoyalFlexTheBrand's Introspective Insight Talk Show. I am KingDevDoe.
This is Shannon Shenanigans.
And I am your favorite co-host, Noel Moore.
I love you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Introspective Insight. Hope you come back next week.
Come back next week.